right, my friends, we are going to figure out sizing for those press-ons, but we are going to ditch the tape measure. We're going to do a fun experiment, okay? So let me tell you why first. Obvious reasons. We need to figure out what size is best for our fit. Some of us have wide nails, some of us are more petite, some of us are right in the middle. So where do you start when it comes to ordering? So rule of thumb here, we're going to measure our thumbs. Thumbs tend to be the issue that we run into. Either you grab a set, the thumb isn't wide enough or long enough. So that is really what you need to check. Most likely the fingers will fit fine in your package. So we're going to check your thumbs. Short square for us is our most petite set. I would say long square is your widest fit. And we've also got sizes in the middle. This, for example, is a short round. Mid-range people will be great with this. Pretty much, you just got to check to see if you're too wide for the petite short square. So that's what we're going to do. We need to take Scotch tape, a Sharpie marker. We also need a penny and a dime. Okay, now why a penny and a dime? All right, so we've already done this part for you, so you don't have to do this, but a dime is pretty much exactly the same dimensions wise as the thumb in a short square set. So it's a size 0. So this is the largest what a press-on, what in the world? This is the largest one in the short square package, okay? So we're gonna check this for our thumb, a size 0 here, okay? A size up then would be your short round. That is almost perfectly, when flattened out, the same size as your penny, width-wise and height-wise, all right? So, the important thing is here, if you're measuring directly across, for example, on a press-on, it is curved. So you're not going to get the exact measurement that's right for you. You need to have something that flexes over the surface of your nail so you can measure the bend. That is why we're going to take a piece of tape, and we're first going to take our dime. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to align the tape perfectly on one side of the dime and also on the bottom, because we can also measure height here. So this is what it's going to look like for the dime. I'm going to do the same thing with the penny. All right, so I'm taking the tape, aligning it on one side and the bottom. And you should only have to do this once, because once you know like your sizing, then you're golden. All right, so aligned side and base on the penny. Now we are going to take our marker. I typically write a D on the dime, a P on the penny. Do I need to explain that? Hopefully not. Okay, so this is what it looks like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my marker. I'm going to mark the edge of the dime here and also the top. All right, so we're going to mark that edge and we're going to mark the top. So it will look like this. All right, so that's the size of your short square. Short round coming up, we're gonna do the same thing with the penny. So we're measuring width and height with those marks, okay? Now we're gonna take the dime and remove it from our tape. And what I'm gonna do is I am going to place this edge of the tape on the side of my nail bed. I'm also going to align the base of the tape at the bottom of my nail bed. So I aligned side and base with the tape, all right? So I've aligned it on that side. I'm going to bend it across just like so. And you can see on me, this is where the edge of the short square would fall. So it actually would be too narrow to cover my thumb. Lengthwise, we would be about here. So again, it just depends on width and depth of your nail bed. So for me, which this works out perfectly, I would need to move along to the penny because short squares would be too petite to cover my thumb. I could technically maybe do like a mix and match, Manny, and use some short squares along with something larger for my thumb. But we are going to check the short round, which is our next step up, okay? So the width of the 0 thumb in the short round is typically about the same width as all of our other sizes too. The length is where you're gonna get a lot of the difference because we have long rounds, long squares, we have coffins, almonds, all sorts of different things, okay? So if you can wear that short square, that dime, so if that dime size fits you, you can pretty much wear all of the sets that we have. All right, you just may not use the largest zeros for your thumbs. You may use smaller sizes. Most likely you'll have small enough ones in the package to use for you. So lucky you, if you fit the dime size, you can have anything you want on the website. But if you're a wide load like me, test your penny out, okay? So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna align this tape on the side of our nail and also at the base, and I'm going to curve it around. So you can see now where the line falls. It is definitely wide enough for my thumb, and then this is about where the length would come on the short round. I have actually this is a long square that I have on that I have filed down because I like more of a rounded, shorter length, which you can do, and we'll talk about that coming up. But, so, rule of thumb, I am too wide to wear the short squares. You can filter by these easily on the website. I will show you how to do that. But the penny, short round and above, I have the chart so you can see, you will fit just fine. So if you're me, you would just steer clear of short squares and you would pick from the rest. All right, let me know if that makes sense, but this is the easiest way to figure out what size fits you best, okay? I am so excited to see what you can wear and what is gonna be your first choice. So let me know if you need help.